removed. Okay, it just restarted. So, right on. Got more space. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be removed at his presence, and the earth of and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And when did the Lord do that? He hasn't, but he's going to. When? When the day of the Lord's vengeance, you know, when he shows up, he's going to mess up these Egyptians. It says, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. They shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And like it says in Revelation, that this is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. So this is the Egypt that the Lord's going to come, riding on a swift cloud, on a chariot. And he's going to set Egyptian against Egyptian. And you got that movie coming out. I think this month or next month. I think it's next month. Civil War. So that's like how it said, city against city, everyone against his neighbor, everyone against his brother. Just like back in the day, the Civil War here in America, it was against the North and the South. And brothers had different opinions, so they even fought and killed each other. It's going to happen again. Verse 14, the Lord Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So that's why you see the stuff that it's happening. It's the Lord Yahweh Shai mingled the perverse spirit in the midst thereof of Egypt, and Egypt's erring in every way. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So people with a lot of money, they're not going to be working. People at the bottom of the barrel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, no work for you either. No work throughout the land. And we got a little taste of that with what happened with the C-19. You know, shutting down businesses if you don't have the devil's juice, the serpent's juice, you can't work. Well, they're gonna do it again, like they the one WFO or WHO. I mean, they're saying that there's gonna be a new disease, and like what's his name? They call him the gates of hell, Bill Gates. He was saying, him and his wife were saying that what happened in 2020, 2019, that didn't really catch a lot of people's attention, but this next one will. So they've been planning for a bigger epidemic to happen. So they're going to shut down everything. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. So all that stuff's going to be happening. There's going to be famine, death, plagues. Like they're talking about the 3 days of darkness. 3 days is just a number of completion. So it might be 2 weeks, 2 months, who knows? But like it says, that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to send the plagues again, like he did in ancient Egypt. So that's why they're all freaking out about the eclipse and all that. And then, like we mentioned earlier, that there's gonna be these bugs coming in. I think giant bugs, just like them locusts back in the day of Egypt. And like there was plagues back then. It's all gonna happen again. There's no new thing under the sun. It says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of their oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. So, breaking that down, the 5 cities, Israelites here in America calling on the name of the Lord in the Lashon Kodash, the Holy Tongue, the ancient Hebrew. Because when you go back to the land of Canaan, what language were they speaking? Hebrew. So that's why we call on the name of the Lord in the language. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rukakadash. That is his name. Yahweh. He is Bahashim in the name of his only begotten son. Of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. He is that deliverer, like it just said, and he shall deliver them. So, like again, like right now, this is an altar unto the Lord in the land of Egypt. It says, and we're crying out to the Lord, like it says, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of their oppressors. Who's the oppressor? The modern day Pharaoh, the self-proclaimed white man. He has us working like slaves. We're modern day slaves. Just because we don't have a yoke of iron upon our neck or feathers, we're not in shackles. That doesn't mean that we're not in slavery. We gotta pay taxes on everything, on our food. Well, first, work, you get the taxes taken out. Then you gotta pay taxes on the food, on everything, on the gas, on your vehicles. You need a license to do every goddamn thing, from driving to even fishing. You know, you need a license to show your age that you can buy alcohol. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Some good water. So we're crying out because of our oppressors making us eat this nasty food, like the Akim bring up. Like the Akim bring up in Jake's neighborhood, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have McDonald's on every corner, Burger King, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, you know, name it. All these fast food places, where are they predominantly? They're in the hood, in the ghettos, in the barrios. But you go to the suburbs, to the nice places where the white people live, where these other nations live. They have Whole Foods, they have Trader Joe's, they have all kinds of these health stores in their neighborhoods, and they feed us poison, you know. So that's another thing that we cry out about. Another thing is that they let all these weirdos walk around however they want. The Lord doesn't allow that. That's why He destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, because they're being a bunch of weirdos. And you see today, you don't know if it's a girl or a guy. You gotta check the Adam's apple and all that. There's been a lot of people